Hey, it's time for Thanksgiving. Well, I mean, that's what we call it. We don't really celebrate it for the Thanksgiving aspect, the Pilgrims and the Native Americans and stuff. We pretty much use this as another reason to get together with family. We will get together, eat, be thankful for each other. I've been donating to Native American causes. I think this year is going to be to the, I think it's the Navajo Water Project. So we will, hopefully this is something that I can get you into. I mean, if not, I'm still doing it. I'm sure you'll have your own causes. So what I do every year is stuffing. And it's pretty much a recipe on my own. And I did it to work around this pomegranate. I usually like to put something sweet into stuff like that, and pomegranates work really, really well. They're in season around right now. I mean, if they aren't, apparently the only time I can find them around here. I have about a pound of bacon cooking right now. Now that pound of bacon, I'm going to be putting in there because we're not using turkey, but also the fat from the bacon is perfect. We got some breadcrumbs. I mean, pre-done because, I mean, I didn't want to get bread and then just sit it out for a while. Got some turkey broth. We had a really bad ghost infestation, so we had to get the powdered sage. I got some parsley and tarragon. I like tarragon as a flavor, and apparently it's really good for strength. So, and I'm not putting like carrots or onions in it, but I am putting mushrooms and celery, of course. It's a really, really simple recipe, and I will go over it as much as I can. First, let's get that bacon cooked off. I've pretty much been cooking it for a bit before I started this. But what we're going to do is we're going to put it in a pan. Well, we're going to put the breadcrumbs in a pan. Let's go ahead and get these. And then basically what we're going to do after this, we're just going to make sure we have enough. I don't really do measurements. Just make it according to the pan that you're using. I mean, there's only a little bit left. Let's use the rest of it. So that's good to know. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some eggs, and I'm going to season it up a little bit, and I'm going to mix it in this. Think of it like when I was doing the donut pudding. It's going to be a bit of a custard. So we're going to get that, we're going to toss it in, and I'm going to heat some of this up, and I'm going to chop up some mushrooms, some celery. I'm going to chop them all up, and I'm going to cook them in some of the bacon fat. See you in a bit. So while I'm chopping this stuff up, I might as well just tell you some stories. So I'm not even sure if you're going to like this stuffing, but let me tell you why I'm making this stuffing. So, or why I'm showing you how to make this stuffing, I should say. Your mom loves this stuffing. But don't worry, I cut up a pomegranate earlier. That's you right there flushing the toilet. Your mom loves this stuffing. So, what? Did you want to come say hi to you? Come on, come say hi. This is to you in the future.
Oh. What month is it?
Right now it is November, and it's like 2 days before Thanksgiving. So, your mom loves the stuffing, like I said. You know who else loves the stuffing?
Who?
The rest of your mom's side of the family. Your grandma, your uncle.
Pomegranates.
Yeah. They go in the stuffing. Yeah, you can go ahead. I love you.
Can I have cooked bacon? Or is that
You can have a slice. You can have a slice.
Okay.
Cooked bacon. So, even if you don't like this, knowing how to make this would be super cool because, like I said, your mom loves it.
Crispy.
It is crispy.
Mine.
Also, I love it. So if you were to, you know, I don't know, surprise me with this one year, that'd be great. Of course, I love it because, you know, I made it. I most of the stuff I make, which is I hope something you do, I make because I make it to my tastes. I make it to my flavor, and then if other people like it, that's great. I know for a fact, though, that if other people don't like it, if I'm cooking for them, yeah, I might feel a little bad. But then again, if I'm cooking for somebody else, I will, you know, make something that I know they like. But if someone wants to come over and eat what I'm cooking and they don't like it, oh well, I made it for me anyways. Big tip here, make sure you wash your veggies. You can chop them up and then wash them. You can wash them and then chop them. It's up to you. So what we're doing right now is we're making about 2 cups. 2 cups of celery. And then I'm going to do 2 cups of mushrooms. Now, normally people will do celery, onions, and carrots. Mirepoix. It's a very, very classic cooking combo. Please don't judge my cutting skills, especially if you went on to be a chef or something. Your dad just does what he can. So I'm going to go ahead and get these mushrooms chopped up. I'm going to get them cooked up, and then we're going to do the rest of the stuff. I'll be right back. All right, well, we got that in there cooking right now. Just to take note, I went ahead and put the sage, the parsley, and the tarragon on the veggies in there cooking. Now, I want to show you how I de-seed a pomegranate. I've seen some really, really fancy ways online that involve, you know, cutting here and then cutting along the things. That's great. This is more fun. So, you cut in the middle. I promise you, if I cut myself, I'll leave it in the video for posterity because, you know, no fakes here. I will leave it. Also, thank goodness this isn't TikTok, you know, because if this was TikTok, I'd be getting my video removed because of having a knife, which happened. It's funny. Just playing Hephaestus, and he was forging a knife. A knife. Your knife, by the way. But they flagged it for dangerous content. Anyways, so you have this, right? So let's start with this side first. It's the meatier side. So take this, hold it upside down, over your hand, over the bowl. Take a spoon, and you whack. Now the first few are just going to loosen it up, right? Okay? But then you start, oops, see, popped. You start going for the edges there. Oop. All right. Okay. I didn't say it was clean. It's fun though. Now, this is an awfully big pomegranate, or I'd be able to keep my hand underneath to catch most of these seeds. Crud. Now, you also get bits of the flesh in there. I'm sure you know by now, don't eat that flesh because it's gross. We're just going for the seeds. Now I will tell you, I looked for these a few months ago, so that would have been the summer. You really had a craving for these, and they just weren't anywhere around. So let's go for the top now. That was a lot. That was a lot of seeds. So there, right there. There's still a few in there I could get, but there's a whole lot of pomegranate there. Now, what we're going to do is, before we bake the stuffing, we're going to mix this in here. save some because you're going to put some on top because it looks better that way. All about presentation. I mean, you could even put some celery greens on there after it's done just to make it look good. Sounds like that's cooking pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and get some eggs and some seasoning, and we're going to go ahead and toss the stuffing. All right, this is it. The last part before we throw it in the oven. So we got our little veggies here. Have our bacon. We have our broth. Now, if you don't make your own, be sure to buy broth from the store. If you don't want to add in your own seasonings and stuff, get stock if you do want to add in your own seasonings. Also, the leftover bacon grease, that's going on after everything is done. So let's go ahead and pour all this in. Okay. I didn't use all the broth either because right now you really like miso soup. So usually I'll just take broth and throw some miso in there, mix it up, you're good to go. So, all right, let's go ahead and pour. Shouldn't have eaten that bacon. Pour the bacon in. Okay. Then we're going to pour the broth in. Now, don't pour it all in yet. Go ahead and give it a good mix. Yes, I'm going to use the pomegranate spoon because whatever. Also, usually I'll mix stuff with my hands, but this is just way too hot right now. I guess while I'm mixing this, I mean, I'm going to, go over again the Thanksgiving thing. I mean, like I said, I mean, we don't go in with the, what the schools taught us. I mean, when I was in school, they really taught us the old pilgrims came over and they were having a hard time, and the Indians came by and they helped them survive, and they had a good Thanksgiving feast with pumpkins and turkey and and half the stuff that they said they ate at the Thanksgiving dinner wasn't even available to them at the time. So that's a big joke right there. And two, that's not how any of that stuff happened. It's not great. So there's no reason to celebrate that stuff. But that doesn't mean we can't still celebrate each other. And let me tell you right now how thankful I am for you. How thankful I am for your mother. How thankful I am for your stepfather. We have all really worked hard, including you, to make this whole thing work. And holidays are always a treat. I mean, a lot of families aren't able to get along like this. And a lot of families, a lot of people don't even have families to celebrate like this with. So we're really lucky. Really lucky. I'm really thankful. So whenever I think about how things could be, how things like, we talked about in the Halloween one, I'm going to go ahead and put these in. Remember, not all of them. We could really be upset about, not having all the money in the world and maybe not living in the best house in the world or driving the best car, but in the end, I have you, and that's all I could ever really ask for. And it makes me really happy to be able to spend these holidays with you and, with your mom and stepdad. So that's what I'm thankful for. All right. So we got it all mixed up. You know what? We're going to go ahead and put the rest of this in. A lot of this is going to cook out. It's going to look really watery. I'll tell you that now. Dallas is laying right beside me waiting for me to drop more food. Ding dong. Okay. Okay, this looks good. I have all this extra broth too, so if it turns out kind of dry, we can always put some more in there, but I don't think it's going to. So what we're going to do, this extra bacon grease, we're going to pour a little on top. Yes, I know. Anybody else watching this, settle down. I'm sure this isn't going to contribute to any congenital heart disease in her, just eating this once a year. My arteries are fine. So why not indulge a little? So we're going to go ahead and get this in the oven. When I pull it out, I'm going to bring you in. You're going to try it. We'll see if you like it. If you don't, more for your mom. All right, so it's all done. So I'm sure you've tasted this before, but kind of want you to taste it again. Let me know what you think.
Oh.
Yeah, that's a you. Yeah. So you got to really get in there.
I didn't do that.
I'm blowing it. Still hot?
No, I already don't like it.
No? Why? What's wrong?
It tastes weird.
Well, like I said, wasn't sure if you would like it. But,
It smells like juice in here.
well, it's probably all that. Juice there?
Pomegranate. Can I have juice?
Mm-hmm. So, I will say, I like it. However, it could probably be a little more broken down. There's still a lot of unbroken down pieces of breadcrumbs.
Yeah, what are those?
It's bread.
It is?
So I'll probably pour in the rest of that broth and call it a day. But, so, we'll go ahead and take the rest of this to your mom. I'm sure she'll love it. And I guess when I make this again for 2 days, you don't have to have it then. Anyways, thanks for being here, baby. And I'll see you later. I love you very much.